Just like a standard Galaxy phone, but I am thinking of getting the new Samsung Galaxy 7, I think it's called, 7S,
Yep.
whatever it's called, because apparently it's going to be more uh, accessible for people with disability.
Yep.
I've seen on a few websites
Yep.
that it's waterproof and probably has better accessibility features.
Yep.
Yeah. I like the Samsung because of many reasons. It's very similar to an iPhone, but there's a lot of advantages about having a Samsung, which first to note is that you don't have to change battery all the time. With a Samsung, you can just charge it every night, and knowing that it'll be fully charged, so you don't have to change it.
Yep.
With updates, it updates automatically, so you don't have to keep clicking things all the time.
Yep.
But in terms of messaging and scrolling or going around the screen, it's very similar to an iPhone.
Yep. So how do you?
Oh, I have a talkback feature on there. It reads out what's on the screen. Very similar to what's the one on iPhone called?
Voiceover.
VoiceOver. Very similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's speech out.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
I have, but my phone doesn't recognize my voice. I have tried to call someone one time, but just unfortunately can't recognize my voice. I have I forgot to bring it with me today. I have a Bluetooth keyboard at home,
Oh yeah.
about that size,
Yeah.
and I can just type.
And you're a touch typist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can just type easily. For the first time in my life, I can now respond to emails very quickly.
Yeah.
And I suppose when I'm getting phone calls, my phone will read out who's calling me and the number, so I can finally reject any phone calls.
If you don't want to
And
listen.
if I'm getting an SMS, it'll tell me the whole message, read out the whole message
Yeah.
out to me. Yeah.
That's fantastic. With your like.
I have Wi-Fi, but I think it's one of those roaming type settings where I can use it in the public or
Yeah.
places like that. Like I'm now I'm always sitting around with my phone these days, trying to keep up with the constant news that's going on or things like that. I have social media on there, so I would, and with the ever-changing social media these days, I would get information off from there.
So through Twitter?
Yeah, mainly Twitter, but the other day, one of my friends told me I can connect it to my Facebook page. So, and because on my phone I only have Twitter, not Facebook, even when I'm tweeting something on my Twitter page, it'll come up on my Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
So,
So you can link them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just mainly using my Twitter so that I can just sort of get an idea on the layout and how to get around it.
Yeah.
Because Twitter is a lot easier in my opinion than Facebook.
Yeah.
But I have a few apps on there as well, but as I'm going along, I'm planning to install some apps on there.
Yeah.
So
Have you got any public transport apps?
Not at the moment, but I'm gonna look into putting one on there soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm a big music fan, so my sister put a whole bunch of music from Google Play for me, and so I have a few options on my phone. I can just shuffle all my music or just use individually.
Yeah.
It'll read out all my music and stuff like that, and with radio as well.
Yeah.
So I'll listen to radio in the morning through my headphone, which I now carry around with me because mainly when I'm in the public, I don't want to use my phone without a headphone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll annoy people, I suppose.
Is it a Bluetooth headphone or
No, it's
just
a
a
normal
plug-in one?
connected
Yeah.
phone, yeah.
Can you connect it to your hearing aid, or you haven't tried, or it wouldn't help, or
Wouldn't help.
wouldn't help?
No. And I've only been using my phone for about 6 months now, and it's just been like a extended best friend, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm very...
Because you were you didn't have a phone for a long time.
No, I've only had a Nokia, but all I could ever do was answer phone calls, and it was so boring. So,
Yeah.
And
So do you get on the internet on this phone? Do you look at the internet, or mainly just use
yeah,
Twitter?
I mainly use Gmail. I have Google Mail on there, so
Yeah.
if now I get all my emails on there. If someone's sending me an email, I would now read it and respond to it if it's important,
Yeah.
or I'll wait till I get home and just respond through on the PC,
Yeah.
or laptop, yeah.
Yeah. Very, very.
But I have proven a lot of people wrong as well over this journey of having a smartphone. A lot of people kept telling me that deafblind people can't use a smartphone, it'll be too difficult.
And
So-
you mainly taught yourself too,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah, so
So that's a pretty big
once
achievement.
you came over last year, Claire, let's just say my life, technology-wise, had changed for the better. When I started trialing the Google phone last year, even the guys at the Optus store when I went to buy this phone, they were a bit, they were questioning me as to why I want this phone, but and they're all just pretty impressed as well when I told them about the accessibility features and all that. Because nowadays even on all Samsung phones, there's now accessibility features on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very helpful to know that as well.
Yeah.
But,
Family.
and
Which I
now
think is
they
very good.
too are all seeing how it's been great to use Samsung phone, and now they're all constantly giving me updates about new phone,
Yeah, see,
and all that.
it's a real connecting thing, isn't
Yeah.
it, with your family, because you've got the same technology as the rest of them,
Yeah,
so you know exactly what they're talking about,
and now
and you're part of it, and you can probably even tell them a few things.
Yeah,
They don't
and now
know.
within the deafblind community as well, with a lot of them using their phone constantly as well, I now feel as one of them as well. Like
Yeah.
a few of them, I can just text them here and there. I finally got people to communicate with, or them communicating with me as well.
Yeah, and then
Has very good vibrating features on there, so if I can't hear a phone call, I can tell, or a message, because they have both same vibration, so I can tell which one's which. Like
Yeah.
with a phone call, it'll keep vibrating. With a message or an email, it'll only vibrate once or twice.
yeah,
Because when it's in my pocket, I can't quite hear it properly. But also, I think the disadvantage though about having a Samsung is with the volume, it's a bit tricky because you have to play music in order to put up or down your volume.
right.
Yeah, or if you hover over like a paragraph, you just have to click up or down for
Yeah,
volume.
you have to get it talking.
Yeah,
before you
and
can
I
adjust
think
it.
that may be a bit hard for the deafblind clients that are deaf,
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure there might be a way around that, because for the first time really made a few important phone calls, such as people with Enable Australia, or stuff like that, which has been real good. Even just texting my case manager, letting her know about cancellations or meetings or support that I require.
yeah,
It's been great to use, just text them directly rather than wait all day banging on my laptop waiting for a reply.
yeah.
Yeah. No, because at this stage I have quite good hearing to hear my phone.
Do you use Braille on your computer, or you just use speech?
No, I hardly use the Braille
Right.
display, but I do have it as backup if somewhere down the track something goes wrong,
Yeah.
I might take it out. But
Do you like reading in Braille, or you prefer to listen to stuff?
that's a tough question. Very difficult to answer it. I like Braille. I do read it from time to time, but I've come to realize that it's just something that might not be needed for me personally as much.
Yeah, at this stage, yeah.
Yeah, at this stage.
And hopefully forever.
Yeah, mainly because of the ever-changing technology.
With the hearing aids?
Yes.
So the hearing aids are getting stronger and stronger?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's another big advantage of technology. Oh. What are you studying?
Studying Auslan.
Oh, good.
So I want to better communicate with deafblind people as well.
Yeah.
And
So how are you studying Auslan? Have you
I
have
have
your own personal...
yeah, I have a tactile interpreter who
Ah.
will interpret what the teachers are saying.
Do you want to say something to the camera in Auslan? Or is it too soon?
A bit too soon, but speaking of that, with cameras, I'm glad you brought that up because part of my assignment later on this year will be to sign to the cameras. So I hope I can gain permission to come here again later on this year to come and use the cameras because we've been told that signing is pretty important with cameras and for assessments and if I want to pass and all that stuff.
Do you know what? We have a few people doing studying that come here and use this place for their, like maybe to print an assignment or to use the camera.
Yeah, and I plan to do that as well.
Some sort of assistance. Yeah, we have lots of people. Over the years we've had lots of people. And you don't have to get permission to come here. It's a drop-in centre. It's your centre.
Cool. Because there may be things in Braille that I'll need to, funnily enough, Braille stuff or...
And what about the online part of your course? So you're able to access...
yeah, I've had a good
okay?
look. I've had a good look at their Moodle page, it's called. And it's so far been fairly accessible.
Good. That's great.
They've improved it a lot this year, according to them. Because in previous years a lot of students had issues with it.
Yeah.
So and they've also made sure it's very accessible for me. For example, during the enrollment process, they had to get students to answer questions online, and for that, for them they were very concerned about the accessibility of it.
Yeah.
So they modified it just for me, which is great.
That's fantastic.
At home I have a laptop which sort of with JAWS as well, which reads out everything on the screen.
Yeah.
And I'm very good at the laptop, but I'm now starting to use the small Samsung laptop. And just installed the latest version of JAWS on there.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be playing around with that because I'll be using that at Melbourne Polytechnic this